Greetings to all. Warm Advent blessings to all of you, my dear sisters and brothers and my dear friends. This is your Pastor Yeti. Thursday. Today I'm going to talk about the servant. And I'm going to read that from Matthew 12, verses 15 to 21. Jesus discovered the plots against him and left the district. Large crowds followed him, and he healed them all, giving them strict instructions not to tell people about him. This was so that what was spoken through Isaiah the prophet might come true. Look, here's my servant whom I choose, my beloved one, my heart's delight, my spirit I will place on him. And he announces through judgment to the whole wide world. He will not argue, nor will he lift up his voice and shout aloud. Nobody in the streets will hear his voice. He will not break the damaged, read, or snuff the guttering lamp, until his judgment winds the day. The world will hope upon his name. Here is Jesus surrounded by pressure on all sides. His own followers don't yet really understand what he is doing. People are badgering him from every direction to heal them, to cast out evil spirits, to be there for them in their every need. At the same time, opposition is growing. Herod is not far away. Religious pressure groups are stirring up trouble. Some are even saying he's in league with the devil. He knows where it's all leading. And still, he goes on. And he goes on because he has a story in mind. The story of the servant, Isaiah's story, the most famous story of the most famous prophet. The story of the servant begins in the passage Matthew quotes here. It's taken from Isaiah 42. The servant of Yahweh is a strange figure in Isaiah, one who will bring Yahweh's blessing and justice to the world, the task which earlier in Isaiah was assigned to the Messiah, the coming king. But how is the servant to accomplish his tasks? Not, it seems, by bullying and harrying Israel and the nations. Israel and the nations by threatening and fighting. Rather with a quiet and gentle work of healing, bearing the love and grace of God to the dark parts of Israel and the world. Matthew looks back over the ministry of Jesus, knowing where it will lead. He sees Jesus as the servant, not only when he dies a cruel death, wounded for our transgressions and bruised for our iniquities, but also in the style of what he is already doing in Galilee. He is going about bringing God's restoration wherever it is needed, not by making a fuss, but by gently leading people into God's healing love. This is the story of one in whose name the nations will hope. Well, they would, wouldn't they? The nations, and alas, Israel as well, as becomes clear in Matthew's story. Are bent on violence and arrogance. Those who want peace and who works for it are always, in the end, shut it down by those who want more money, more land, more security, more status, and are prepared to fight and kill to get it. Those who are great and mighty in this world's terms make sure their voices are heard in the streets. Those who shout loud get obeyed the soonest. But that's not the servant's way. So too, those who want to get ahead in this world tend to push others out of the way. If they see a weak link, a rod that meant and couldn't break, and could break, a candle that's almost gone out, they will trample on it without a thought. That's not the servant's way. The nations are used to arrogance. Here is a servant who is the very opposite. He is the one shining light, the one hopeful sign. And if the nations can hope in him, then hard-worked and hard-pressured church workers today, and all who come to the Bible and who come to Jesus looking for help, can find fresh hope in him. Here are my reflection questions. What are the characteristics of the servant in Isaiah? How does the story shed light on what Jesus came to do? Here is a servant who is the very opposite. He is the one shining light, the one hopeful sign. May that hope embrace your life. Hope that is given to that very opposite servant, Jesus. This is your Pastor Yeti.